Are we shocked or are we shocked? I don't know. Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. My name is Nina and I make a lot of lifestyle related content, and something that I do often is commentary on TV shows and videos. Honestly, more than anything, it's probably a place for other people to comment and share what they're thinking about theories and thoughts about shows. And as always, I start off with a synopsis. I let you know when the real spoilers are beginning and commentary begins, and I have a timestamp normally for that. So we're doing that today, and in response to the Hulu show Cruel Summer. And yeah, let's get into it. I have so many thoughts. And okay, let's start off with the synopsis. To be honest, when I saw the trailer, I thought it looked kind of cheesy. Like, I just didn't think I'd be into it. But I follow Katie Bellotti and I also follow Clancy Burke, and they both mentioned Cruel Summer and how it's so good. So I thought, okay, I've gone through, watching reruns of Ugly Betty for some time now, so I guess it's time for another show, so why not just try to watch this? And I watched the first episode. I think I watched the first 2 episodes because it had built up at that point and was totally hooked. I will say that the show significantly slowed down as time progressed. Like, in the beginning, I was so hooked. I thought it was so interesting. And then, as the episodes progress, it became less and less interesting. It felt like it was dragging out a bit, and I wasn't, as excited to watch it. And there really is just, one plot for the whole show. And the whole plot is essentially there is this girl, a teenager named Kate Wallace. She is popular, beautiful, and she is abducted by her assistant principal at the school that she attended, and she accuses at the end Jeanette Turner of seeing her and not helping her when she was locked in Martin Harris's, that's assistant principal's name, in his basement. And the whole show is speculation, showing you both points of view and sides and whatnot. And that is the no spoiler version of just explaining what the show essentially is about. And now we're gonna get into the spoilers. Basically, in the end, it turns out, or the entire audience thinks, that actually Kate was wrong the whole time, that it actually was Mallory who saw Kate, but even then she didn't really see Kate. And when I realized the instance that Kate was angry about, I actually, I really wondered, I really wanted Jeanette to be innocent, but I also wanted Kate to be innocent because I really felt a lot of sympathy for both of those characters and what they desired. But when I realized that very quick glance was why Kate blamed Jeanette in the first place, I thought that wasn't cool at all, because it's later revealed that Kate actually willingly went into Martin Harris's house. And I did see someone comment on a commentary video that really the issue was not either girl, and that is very true. At the end of the day, it was Martin Harris. And I even think that for Kate Wallace, her healing is being hindered by the fact that she's so focused on Jeanette. She's so focused on this person rather than being really angry at Martin Harris. It almost feels like the anger that she should have towards Martin Harris is displaced on Jeanette, because she also really cared about Martin as well. And it ends up being revealed that it appears as though Jeanette had never seen Kate. She had just gone into the house occasionally. And there was actually a little bit of foreshadowing earlier episodes when Kate had opened up to her friend, I forget his name, they opened up to her friend about the fact that she actually went into the house many, many times, because that made me realize that she must have gone in and seen Kate at some point. And the series ends with Jeanette hearing Kate and instinctively thinking to open the door for her, and then not opening the door for her. And as a viewer, that scene was so heartbreaking, because when you start out the show, you really want to like Jeanette. She is quirky, she's not conventionally socially whatever, and she has her beautiful metamorphosis into this, social person with the cute boyfriend. And yes, it was Kate's boyfriend, but you know, she liked him, you know, it wasn't just because it was Kate's boyfriend, or you try to justify in your head that it's not just because it's Kate's boyfriend. And then you just see Jeanette doing these things, like she literally smiles, and it becomes apparent who the real villain is. And I actually really wanted to be mad at Mallory, because she's like, and someone else commented on this, Mallory's voice is exactly like Kate's therapist. And like, I don't know if that's intentional. If it's not intentional, like what were they thinking, you know? Or if it's like supposed to signal, I'm like that type of person who like finds like symbolic meaning and value and things like there was no symbolic value there. I'm just like deriving my own meaning from it. But yeah, so learning Jeanette's like essentially crazy. It makes sense too, because everything had wrapped up very nicely, and I don't know if this is renewed for like another season or if there's gonna be like you know, an extension at all. I have no idea, but it makes sense that they put something to make you think about or want to see explained at the very end, because if they didn't, it's wrapped up too neatly. You know, as an English teacher, you see plot diagrams. It can't just like, you can't just have it end on a nice resolution until it's like the end, if that makes sense. That's why when shows are canceled too early and they didn't have a neat resolution, it's like very infuriating for people watching it, because you did not get that resolution that your brain desires. But extremely disappointing with Jeanette. I was not surprised by Mallory. I looked up so many times, I'm like, is Mallory a lesbian? And like, it did not pop up. She might be bi, she might not be lesbian, she might be bi. Apparently Kate is bi, I think, but the way that Mallory, like, and let me know if like any of you agree, like she was just like so intense in her like ownership almost of Jeanette, and like over Jeanette's actions. And I know some people were like, Mallory's the only person who calls Jeanette out on her crap or whatever, but I think honestly Mallory was like way too much, like way too intense with Jeanette about everything, and like wanting to do certain things or whatnot. And I definitely got the vibe that like there was definitely some kind of like displaced emotion, like she liked Jeanette but didn't know how to like do that, or like maybe knew Jeanette didn't feel that way or whatever. But with Kate and Mallory, yeah, I had a feeling, I wasn't sure if Kate felt the same way, but obviously in the end, yeah, like they did feel the same way about each other. And I actually feel a lot better about Mallory now, because I did not like how she spoke to Jeanette. I did not like how she acted, but seeing her talk to Kate and her just being like very vulnerable and being very, like she's very like who she is, you know, she's not hiding herself. And with Jeanette, it really is apparent that there is kind of like this facade that she puts on, like showing one side to some people, another side to others. And the end scene where, you know, I thought to myself, like, I actually took it differently than I saw some other people analyze it. Like this headband that they really emphasize in the show for Kate, and Kate not wanting that headband, and then Jeanette coming in and putting that headband. I thought of it more as like a symbolic value for the audience to realize like, oh, she's putting on something that Kate has like taken out and like doesn't want. She's putting on this image willingly, and to kind of like show that. But others took it like, I guess it can go hand in hand, but like just to the extent of her obsession with Kate, or the image of Kate before everything happened with Martin Harris, and the fact that she is literally so obsessed with her that, you know, like she was wearing her headband around and like treating her, the idea of her like something that is bigger than life and better than life and whatever. And actually the ending made me feel a little bit better that Jeanette's family and everyone went through what they went through, because it really is evil. Like there must be something like wrong with Jeanette for her to do that. And it's confusing for me, because when you see Kate's story, you know, like there's a background, there's like a reason for why she is the way she is. And even for Martin Harris, you see the background a little bit when he mentions that his father had killed himself at the end. But for Jeanette, she grows up in this very supportive environment with like a loving father, a loving mother, like people who will sacrifice anything for her. And even when her family breaks up, it seems like it's a reasonable reason. Like the mom had wanted freedom and the dad sought someone else out. Like of course it's messy, but like for Kate, you could see so clearly that like her mother had just put like all of this unrealistic pressure on her, and just like the way her mom spoke to her, like Kate was actually like the real sweetheart of the show because she genuinely meant good. And even later on when she realizes like, oh, like Mallory did see me, but Mallory didn't realize that it was me, and she thought I was free even if it was me. And the fact that she was like willing to forgive her like maybe like Kate even more. And yeah, so those are just like some general thoughts on that. I'm curious to know if you agree or disagree with me. Were there any parts that you were just like really shocked with, or did you see everything coming? Was it just like really apparent to you or whatever? And yeah, I really enjoyed watching the show. I just don't know where they would go from that. And I think that's kind of the problem with shows with this one storyline. Like, I think a lot of like, I don't think it's complex enough for me. Like, I think of Sherlock Holmes, and it's like every episode has like a mystery and it's being resolved every single episode. And this was like so drawn out, you know, like this overarching, like I think there needed to be like mysteries within mysteries. Like this was way too like long, if that makes sense. I'm like thinking as like a story writer as if I like know, but like those are just my thoughts on it. And let me know if you guys like these video reviews. I enjoy watching TV, I enjoy critiquing TV, I enjoy reading books and critiquing books. So let me know if there are other things you want me to critique, and I'll see you guys later on next week. And comment down below, subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, bye guys.